Hello and welcome to the Daily Thunk. In today's video, we're looking at 5 really weird phobias. Have you ever met someone who has a phobia of bees or mirrors? If you haven't, you're in luck. Here are 5 weird phobias that you probably haven't heard of before. The fear of cotton balls. There are many different kinds of phobias, but only one that can be cured by putting a cotton ball on your tongue. Cotton-ballphobia, or more correctly, Sidonglobophobia, is the irrational fear of cotton balls, and its treatment involves placing one in your mouth in order to desensitize you. How common is this phobia? Not very. But there are a number of people who fear the sound of cotton or plastic phones used to wrap delicate and fragile objects. Sidonglobophobia is a little-known sensory phobia that affects a handful of people worldwide, including Michael Jackson. The fear of the dark. While the fear of the dark seems like it could be a rational phobia, it's actually pretty common. People who suffer from nyctophobia, fear of the dark, often describe a feeling of being afraid of what they can't see. If you have nyctophobia, you may equate darkness with death or evil. So if you have to be alone in the dark, it can make you feel isolated and unsafe. The fear of mirrors. If you're afraid of mirrors, you might have esoptrophobia. This specific phobia is a type of monophobia in which you fear one or more reflections of yourself. The term esoptrophobia comes from the Greek words for image and fear. It refers to an intense fear of looking at oneself in a mirror or seeing one's reflection in other reflective surfaces, like windows. It's considered to be a common phobia that can take several forms. Some people may just feel uneasy about looking at themselves, while others have full-blown panic attacks when they see their own reflection. The fear of bees. Bees can be scary because they sting. This is a well-known fact, but there's more to the story than that. Bees are dangerous to people with allergies, and they can even kill them if they aren't careful. In the United States alone, up to 40 people die each year from bee stings. Of course, this doesn't mean that you should avoid bees altogether. They help pollinate flowers and crops like almonds and apples, so it's important not to be too scared of them. The intense fear of bees is called apiphobia, and it can cause a lot of anxiety. When people develop a fear of bees, there are many different possible causes. Sometimes it's a traumatic experience with a bee sting or someone else getting stung in front of them. But even if you haven't been exposed to bees before, you could still develop this fear. The fear of clowns. The fear of clowns is called coulrophobia, and it's a real thing. A 2014 poll by True TV found that 41% of people are afraid of clowns. The reason why clowns are scary is obvious. They're creepy. They don't look like regular humans, and their faces are painted funny. If you're watching this video thinking, I've never heard of any of these phobias before, I'm right there with you. I mean, who would think that something as harmless as clowns could cause such an extreme reaction in people? There are so many different types of phobias out there. Some are so specific that only one person has ever had them. So do you have any phobias? Do you know anyone with an unusual phobia? Do you have any of the phobias we've covered in this video? Do please leave a comment below, unless of course you got a phobia about leaving comments. And while you're there, we'd really love it if you could take a moment to leave us a like. We post short videos like this every weekday, so please consider subscribing. so we can look forward to joining you again in our next video.